Hey, Shazam fan, Chappelle, Big D back here with Movie Challenge Week 2 and 3. I do apologize for not putting one of these up last week. I did not watch anything last week or the week before last, so there was just nothing for me to update with. Since then, I've watched 3 more of the movies, so I've made it halfway through. At this point, I literally only have a little over a week left to be able to get the rest of these done. I think I should be able to do it, though. But finally, I did watch some movies. So I did watch 3 movies in the last week, and we'll start off with the first one I watched, which was Reservoir Dogs. I have not seen this movie. I don't remember the last time I saw this movie. It has been a long time. This is the Special Collector's Edition they put on a DVD, a 50th anniversary. It looks like a gas can, which if you've seen the movie, you know what that's from. But I finally gonna watch this. I forgot how much I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't what I remembered. This is very early on in Tarantino's career, so there's a lot of differences now between what he did then, and what he does now, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, stuff like that. But I forgot how much I really enjoyed this movie. There's gonna be spoilers here, just because if you haven't seen this, I think this has been out for 20 some odd years now. Most people die in this movie, which always really surprised me. The ending kind of got to me a little bit. The hardest part about this movie to watch the torture scene. That does get to me, but the music, and this is what I love about Tarantino so much, is the use of music. He uses music so well in this movie. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And he does that in all of his movies. He really knows how to use music. He really knows how to use music to set the tone and establish what's gonna happen. I mean, in this movie too, just brilliant by the way he uses the music in this movie to help propel the story. Obviously, Tarantino always gets from Harvey Keitel to, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Steve Buscemi, it's just Michael Madsen. I mean, he gets the big players to be in his movies. There's a reason why, because he does good stuff. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie. It's definitely not my favorite Tarantino movie, but it's up there. I do really enjoy this movie. Again, I hadn't seen it in such a long time. I'd forgotten certain scenes. I'd forgotten how the movie started, and I forgot some of the stuff. I didn't forget, because it's been such a long time. I forgot that Tarantino was actually in this movie as Mr. White. I just completely forgotten that. But it was really fun to watch this movie, and I really appreciate her. I think on my Red Vine scale, I would give it a 7 out of 10. There's some things in this movie. There's a little bit of slowdown, a little bit here and there, but still overall really good movie. So watch Reservoir Dogs. The next one I watched, my wife and I watched this the other night, and that was Silence of the Lambs, the Criterion Collection. It has probably been 10 years since I watched this movie. It still gets a hold of me. It's still a really good, engaging movie. I still really enjoy it. The interaction between Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins is absolutely amazing. It just got an all-star cast. Jonathan Demme does an amazing job. One thing I got to say about this movie is, when I remember originally seeing this in the theaters when it first came out. What was the year? I want to say 91. So I remember when this came out in 91. I remember seeing it in theaters, and the ending scene when she's like walking around his little underground, what do you ever call it there? And it's all, it's all done because he's got the night vision goggles on, and she's like feeling around because it's pitch black in there, and he only can see. And then there's times like he's like right in front of her like this, and you're like, oh. I remember seeing that in theaters, and it was so well done. It scared me. You felt claustrophobic. You felt like watching it the other night. It didn't have as much impact. Don't get me wrong. I still love the movie. I still really do. This is probably one of Anthony Hopkins' best movies he's ever done, at least in my opinion. But it wasn't as terrifying. It wasn't as gripping as I remember seeing it in theaters. And I think just because the fact this movie was done, 20 years ago, obviously more movies have come out since then, and they've done this. What happens is movies doing a lot more other movies now. But it's still such a fun movie. It's really well done. It's really well acted. It's really well. The pacing of the movie is really well done. It's just a good movie. I mean, I would give this a 9. Really, 9 out of 10 Red Vines. I still to this day love this movie a lot. So, Silence of the Lambs. And the last one I watched, and I have this in digital, so I just watched the digital of it. But I figured I wanted to show you guys something. So the last movie I watched was The Big Lebowski. Yes, I did watch The Big Lebowski. I probably watch this movie 3 or 4 times a year, just because it's without a doubt one of my all-time favorite. This is in my top 10. I love this movie so much. It's ridiculous. I remember seeing it in theaters when it first came out. I think we saw it 3 times that week. We saw it Friday night, Saturday night, and then we went back Sunday day and saw it again. We could not get it. It was me and a group of my friends, including my brother. We just couldn't get over this movie, how much we love this movie. Even to this day, sitting down and watching it now, I knew I drove because my wife watched it with me the other night, and I know I drive her nuts because I can quote this movie. Boom, boom, boom. Every line I can quote this movie. I've seen it so many times. You just can't go wrong with this movie. I remember it didn't do well in theaters, but now it's like a cult classic. I mean, it's hard to find somebody that doesn't know about this movie, who hasn't experienced this movie. It's so much fun. It is, you sometimes, there are days I want to be like the dude. I don't want to care in the world. I want to just be able to walk around, bowl, and do nothing. I mean, you got to be envious sometimes of the dude because of that. But, Jeff Bridges was so good in this movie. John Goodman's amazing. I mean, every person in this movie is really, really good. They're at the top of their game. They make their characters. You laugh. You're along for the ride, and it's so much fun. Actually, oddly enough, the dude is not my favorite character in this movie. Oddly enough, my favorite character in this movie is actually Walter Sobchak, who is obviously played by John Goodman. I love the former Vietnam soldier who still believes there's all kinds of stuff going on. He's got to do everything. He's got that scene when he takes the Uzi, he's rolled out and double back and beat it out of him. Got the dirty undies. It's so much fun and it's so engaging. And every time you're like waiting for those quotes to come up because it's so off the wall. You can never get over it. The cops come over to the dude's house because the dude's rug's missing and he's got like marijuana all over the place and they're like looking at him. He's just like, and then they ask him, what's in your briefcase? He's like, papers, and what do you do for a living? I'm unemployed. So it's just, I love this movie so much. This movie's a 10 out of 10 for me. I would give this a full 10 out of 10. Very rare. I always think there's a little bit, room for any movie, but this one I can't. It's a 10 out of 10. Makes me laugh every single time I watch it. Like I said, 3 or 4 times a year at least, I do watch this movie. I can't wait for my nephew to get old enough to be able to watch this thing because I know, like his dad and me, he will absolutely love it. But that is it. That's the movies I watched this week. I do have 5 more to go. I'll be watching one pretty much every day this week to get that done. But again, thank you guys all for watching. Leave me some comments down below. Have you watched any of the movies in this list this month? This month's a little bit tougher because there's some movies on there that some people don't necessarily like as much. But let me know what your thoughts are about that. Leave me some, give me some, what are you guys watching right now? Leave me some comments down below. Also, click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos by who? Big D. The little bell will notify you. Again, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please take care out there and be safe. That's the most important thing. Always keep hunting because you never know what you're going to find. And as always, live long and prosper.